We're going to start with the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC.
We're going to have one Chinese bank, one European bank, one American bank, and two South African banks.
And two South African, very nicely disseminated. It's the largest bank in China. It's headquartered in Beijing and listed in Hong Kong. It owns 20% of Standard Bank.
Right, and it's the largest bank, I think, globally by assets, not by market capitalization, but it's the biggest in terms of the scale of all of its assets and its liabilities in terms of scale and operation.
So market cap here is 2.1 trillion Hong Kong dollars.
Which, for the record, sorry I keep interrupting you, is about 260 billion US dollars.
260 billion, though. Thank you for the conversion. We appreciate it. Puts everything into context. It trades on a PE of 6, a dividend yield of 5.1%. You must have looked at this one with interest, considering that it owns 20% of Standard Bank.
Yeah, look, their influence in Standard Bank is, I mean, it's there, but it's relatively small. And of course, Standard Bank in their lives is so small at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. But
it's a little drop in the ocean.
I suppose there's one point to make on that introduction. What is a company doing with a 5% dividend yield in an environment when long bonds are 2%? And your overdraft rate, for want of a better word, or more correctly, your banker's acceptance rate is 0.3 or 0.4. So on the face of it, it just looks like a screaming buy, a complete sitter. So why is it so cheap?
Can we access, well, first of all, do you know why it's so cheap?
Well, it's 70% held by the Chinese government, and banks and the whole finance sector in China is subject to very heavy regulation by the Chinese government, which basically has for many years tried to prevent debts from sort of getting out of control. In China, there's this extend and pretend thing that happens. So if a local authority borrower gets into some difficulty over a power station or a bridge or some infrastructure organization, then they tend just to kick it down the road rather than putting it into default.
In other words, these aren't truly independent bank. It's not a truly independent bank making an independent decision for the shareholders. It is effectively an extension of the state. They are so heavily regulated. Now, ICBC, 36% of their assets are to manufacturing in China. That's massive.
Their assets, so these are loans to
the manufacturing
sector. Now, that is getting smaller as more, call it non-commercial, individual loans start to take up, because the Chinese person doesn't really know about credit yet. This is a relatively new thing to them. I mean, in communist years, you had nothing. Then when you went out into a more capitalistic type of economy, you just accumulated cash. You didn't borrow. You saved.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Because you don't want to get sent back to the Cultural Revolution times.
Yeah. So there is a huge growth path there, but that is relatively slow in getting going. In other words, this company is so tied to the industrial cycle in China, so it's a little, it's a far bigger South Africa.
Are we going to call it at this point? Are we going to call it? Do you want to add anything else in terms of
remember, it's
content?
Got a listing in Hong Kong. It's liquid. It's in an emerging economy which has got great fundamentals.
It's underpriced, according to Wayne.
But I agree with Wayne. It's too close to the Chinese government. You don't know as you sit here whether or not next year they're going to be profitable or not, because that is a decision that gets made in the Chinese Communist Party in a government office in Beijing, not in the boardroom.
How many they get control as to what credit extension they can do. They get told if a state company gets into trouble, they've got to just not foreclose on the loan. It's a very, very difficult. Look, they've got significantly better in their operational. I mean, of 2003, 2004, these guys had non-performing loans of 20%. It's now 1.5%. You know,
we've got to call this. I'd love to continue chatting about ICBC. Hot or you're not hot?
Not hot, no.
I thought you said at the beginning it was a screaming buy.
Yeah,
and then obviously you
why? Why does
so
it
you
look so
answered the question. You feel it's too close to the Chinese government.
And I think that's correct. Look, it's done a lot of internationalization and it's buying businesses, including from Standard Bank. So we don't have time to talk about that.
Hot,
no, I think not hot.
Not hot.